Do you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles? There's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Make sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner.
Welcome to another night here of Fleet Reform TV, as we're here once again with On the Pole. Give me a moment here as I'm turning down certain things. As we're getting set here to roll from Michigan here tonight, as qualifying's beginning the year, we want to welcome you once again here from the booth of Fleet Reform TV On the Pole, as we get set to roll here with the Buttkicker 80 here this evening. So hopefully everybody's set and ready to go and ready for some exciting action as we're going to head trackside as we get ready for some qualifying this evening, as this is the championship night. And I want to see if I pull something up here as we're waiting on the drivers to come out on track. Looks like William Ridgway is leading the points tonight in first with 315. Robert Warnez there in second place with the points with 292 points. 2 wins on the season. Average start is 8th. Average finish is 6th. Well, William Ridgway, who's out in front with 315 points, 5 wins, 8. Average start is 8th with an average finish of 4th. Dennis Warnez. He has 1 win on the season for 274 points. Average start is 10th with an average finish of 8th. Chris Littrow in 4th in points with 264. No wins, 7th for an average start, 9th for an average finish. Thomas Ridgway, 257 points, on the season. They're in 5th with an average start of 13th. Average finish is 10th. So it looks like all Ridgeway needs to do is just come out there and win, or to be able to stay ahead of Robert Warnes for the victory here this evening. I'm pretty sure Robert Warnes, or William Ridgeway pretty much has the season wrapped up. Why aren't we seeing anybody on track? There we are. Now we got him. There's Robert Kahn out there in the number 21 machine. There goes the number 5 of Chantel Pottle. Coming down there to the inside lane. Coming across the start-finish line. Time's rolling in. Robert Kahn with a 39.776. Thomas Ridgeway with a 39.905. Dennis Warnes with a 39.987. Chantel Pottle with a 39.989. Jeffrey Ledford in that number 01, currently sitting with a 40.046. We're still watching Pottle as she comes around for her second lap here. Around turn 3 and around 4. Heading back out onto that front stretch. We head on back down here in the corner number 1. She's down there on the apron, coming down there to corner number 1, trying to get as much speed as she can out of that machine, and she does a little bit with a 39.945. Moves her up into 4th. We're now looking at Sean Burke, as Sean Burke finishes his laps, and he's going to qualify with a 40.037. Now we're looking at Jason Henry, and Jason Henry's now out on track. Down there in that number 10 truck, sorry, not 10th, but 10 truck. Now he rolls off a 4, coming around, going to start his second lap, I believe. Now we're looking at Litroll as he's in that 00 machine, coming around there 3 and 4, come back out onto the front stretch. Going to see how he can put down his first lap. See what he is when he comes across. 40.151. So he's got some time to try to knock off of that. Robert Kahn has the fastest time with a 39.766. Now we're looking at that 95 of Robert Warnes as he comes there off of 2 down that backstretch. A minute to go in qualifying. We're back here with Litroll coming back down there through 3 and 4. There's the 95 of Robert Warnes as he works down there off of 3 and 4 as well, coming back around onto that front stretch. Litroll's going to lay down there. Well, there's Litroll lays down a 39.925. And the 00. That is the 00 of Litroll. He's going to lay down a 39.921. Robert Warnes lays down a 39.894. I think I saw right out there. There's we're seeing here of Warnes taking another lap here. We're on board with Robert Warnes coming down here off up the front straightaway. As he's currently with a 39.894. Let's see if he can improve that. And from what I'm seeing, he does not. So qualifying has ended. We're going to get ready for our grid here momentarily. Hope everybody is is ready for that. Well, that's interesting. As we have on board of the pace car. That was kind of cool. I don't know if we've ever had that shot before, but that was kind of cool having an in-car cam of the pace machine. Drivers are starting to get lined up. We'll take a quick look at the race info here for tonight with a track temperature of 122 degrees. 78 degrees Fahrenheit is your ambient temperature, so that's what it feels like outside. 45% humidity, partly cloudy with 2-mile-per-hour winds on this. Well, that's not the right date. This is December here. December what? 15th. Got ourselves muted. So, aha, okay. Got that figured out now. And our starting grid, let's get back over to it, is going to look like this. Robert Kahn out front with Thomas Ridgway there in second. Robert Warnez in third. Dennis Warnez there in fourth. Chris Littrow starting there tonight in fifth in that 00. Chantel Paulo rolls out on outside of row number 3 there in sixth. Row number 4, that's going to be Jeffrey Ledford on the inside in seventh with Jason Henry in eighth. And in row number 5, that's Sean Burke to the inside in that number 93 with Chris Schosler out there in 10th. And 11th tonight, that's going to be Mike Rideout in that number 76 machine with William Ridgway in that number 39. We'll look on back farther in the grid. Justin Reynolds will be rolling off tonight in 13th inside row number 7 with Jeff Oakes to his outside. Corey Reed will round out your field tonight in that 15th position. Oh, everybody here is getting lined up and set, ready to roll here tonight. As I'm seeing something interesting up there on, that's just the way the reflection's happening here. And I thought for a moment this was smoke coming off of the, or dust coming off of the cars, which does look to be a little bit. Well, that's just my eyesight. I don't know if anybody else has seen that or not. A faint dust stream coming off of the trucks. Now they work here off of 4, getting ready to come back down there to the green flag. As the green flag waves, it's in the air. We're heading down here into corner number 1 with Robert Kahn leading the way out there in front. You've got Thomas Ridgway there second. Robert Varnez there in third. Dennis Varnez in fourth with Chris Littrow rounding out your top 5 at the moment. Top line trying to get themselves rolling up there in that middle group, coming through turns 1 and 2, back out onto that backstretch. Robert Kahn now up to the outside as they roar down the backstretch. The number 4, Thomas Ridgway, he's going to look to the inside, coming down here into corner number 3 and 4. And oh no, the 90 gets loose, and he's going to skate it on through, but does he keep it straight? No, and whoa boy, caution flag is out as you got Ledford there coming to a stop down there on the apron. The yellow flag is out after the 90 gets loose, coming there through 3 and 4. First caution of the night. Oh, you kind of see the whole bottom lane just stack up there. The 90 will get spun around. There goes the 00 of Littrow. And then as Ledford tries to skate on through, he gets loose coming up the racetrack. I don't know if he gave it too much throttle or what he did there as he came back up onto the main track surface. Ends up getting sideways, spinning it around. Now he's going to end up coming back down just as the 90 of Dennis Warnez is coming along. And they're going to collide here. Tough break there for those two drivers. Dennis Warnez having a great start, but ended up getting loose. And that corner with Mr. Heatmiser on it ended up getting a little bit of a hit there as he skated around. First caution tonight. We're on lap 2 out of the 80. Sean Burke decided to stay out since we're only on lap 3. Everybody else is coming to pit lane. Burke's out there leading the way now. This is going to be interesting, seeing how this has really shaken things up now. Ridgway there out front, with Robert Kahn coming there second off pit road. Chantel Paul third off pit road, with Jason Henry coming there in fifth spot. Now he comes around Paul. As Paul down there on the inside. Working down here off of the corner. Well, she got caught speeding or something there on pit road, and that's why she's having to drop to the back end of the field. Chris Littrell sitting on pit road along with Robert Kahn still. As he comes back down, William Ridgway coming down pit road again. Robert Warnez also coming down pit road. Now, these guys playing a fuel strategy game here. Trying to keep as much in the truck as possible as Sean Burke's out front. I don't think anybody took any tires. I think they're just taking fuel. As Chris Littrell now comes back around out onto the backstretch as he comes out. Lights are off on that pace machine as they come off of corner number 2. Coming out onto that backstretch. And it looks like Henry might be having a little bit of connection issue, but I'm not positive of that. As Burke is up there in front. Pressing that clutch in, shutting that motor off, and it does look like Henry's having just a slight bit of connection. As we saw him blink out there and disappear for a moment, now he's back on track. Thank you everybody for tuning in to another night of On the Pole Racing here on the Flieger Farm TV network on YouTube. Tonight's cautions are brought to you by Lightning Wraps. Come back onto the front stretch here. Down and away. Green flag back in the air here at lap number 5 as they come through that trioval here at Michigan. Heading down there into corner number 1. Sean Burke out front as the Hornets nest behind him, following them through corner number 1 and 2. Out onto that backstretch. Single file down there as they come through the top 5. Now here comes Thomas Ridgway as he looks down there the inside. He's coming down that backstretch. And Jason Henry still blinked out there for a moment as it looks like Thomas Ridgway wants that lead as he's working down there on the inside of Sean Burke as they roll there through 3 and 4. And I think it was William Ridgway we have to keep our eye on, if I'm not mistaken, for the points. It is. William Ridgway is the one we have to keep an eye on for the points. Currently sitting back there in 12th as we're on board here with Sean Burke. And at number 93, as Jason Henry now comes around down there on the bottom side, he's going to get that lead as we're working on lap number 6 down that backstretch. As we head there into corner number 1. I'm sorry, no, corner number 3 and 4, I'm sorry. As we head back around there onto the front stretch. Here comes that 30 machine of Jeff Oakes. Working there to the inside now of Jason Henry. As Sean Burke takes that lead once again. But Jeff Oakes making a great run down there. And we have almost 3 wide back. I'm trying to see what's going on back here. We've got Paulos down there on the inside. Real tight there with the 61. Got to be careful not to come up too quickly. Whoa, boy, is that close. Now as the 5 of Paulos barely gets in front of the 61 of Chris Schulzler. Now Schulzler going to go down to the inside. He's going to try to loop back around. That number 5 Apollo, as everybody's out front, is single file. This is your first battle of the racetrack. Back here for that 5th and 6th position. Apollo goes around there on the outside. Schulzler down there on the inside here at lap number 8. Everybody gonna go single file now. And while we're watching this here, Jason Henry up there on the outside of the racetrack, there through 1 and 2, is going to try to gain some of that momentum up there and work on getting up there and battle Sean Berg for that first position. Jason Henry back there in second. Jeff Oakes there third. Thomas Ridgway sitting here fourth with Chantel Paulo there fifth. Working on the high side now of Thomas Ridgway. As looks like Thomas is going backwards instead of going forwards here as he goes and drops back through the pack. As he was running strong here, unless he's just worried and going to try to run some of that fuel strategy game to his advantage. We know Sean Berg, he didn't come in to top off like everybody else did. So he's going to be a few laps shorter on fuel. The other thing to keep in mind is as the run carries on, how well will these tires wear? That tire wear may come in to be a factor here later on in the race as we head down the backstretch once again with Sean Berg out there in front, Jason Henry second, Jeff Oakes there third, with Chantel Paulo there fourth, Thomas Ridgway in fifth, Chris Schosler sitting there sixth with Mike Wright out there in seventh, Jeffrey Ledford eighth, Justin Reynolds back here in ninth with Robert Kahn going underneath of Justin Reynolds back here for that 10th position, or 9th and 10th position, I'm sorry. There's William Ridgway in at number 39, working down there on the inside, going below the 95 of Robert Warnez and getting that spot away. He's now up there in the 12th, as that's where he started. So he may struggle a little bit here tonight. He may have to try to figure out how to get the strategy to play off in his favor as he's sitting there back there in 12th. Everybody else is out front. And Jason Henry out front now as your leader. Here comes Jeff Oakes down there on the inside. Chantel Paulo and Sean Burke working that outside lane as they come down here into corner number 1. Jeff Oakes sitting second currently, but Sean Burke is working that outside lane as they come there off of 2 down that backstretch. Really, really tight racing at some of these spots. See how tight these trucks are. Barely fitting almost on. They're getting so close, I don't know if you can fit a phone book between them. Now we head down there off of turn number 4. I know my reference there may have just dated me a little bit because I remember the old phone books, the yellow pages, the white pages. We still use the landline phone hanging on the wall. That's kind of where we used our how we kept track of our numbers. Now we head down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Around the racetrack we go here on lap number 12. Jason Henry out front. Sean Burke there in second. Chantel Paulo now up to second, and she's battling the outside there beside Sean Burke. Down there across the stripe, heading down here into corner number 1 now as we work on lap number 13. 12 laps in the books here in Michigan. Everybody trying to find that particular lane they want to run through the corner. The lane they feel comfortable with, the lane that they think has the momentum. There we see Ridgway still sitting there in 5th. The 61 of Chris Schosler, though, gaining on this front pack as he's now sitting there at 6th. Up 4 positions from where he started. But if we want to look at the biggest mover right now, that's going to be Jeff Oakes here in 4th. That number 30 machine really has climbed up the standings here tonight as he's sitting there in 4th with that number 30 machine. Lap number 14 now on the board as we are coming down here into corner number 1 and 2. Jason Henry out there in front, but has a company coming with Chantel Paulo up there on the high side. As it looks like he got a little bit loose. Oh, I'm sorry there. We forgot that we had that up. Sorry about that. So the caution has been gone. I forgot to remove that logo. Sorry about that. Now we head on down here into corner number 3 and 4. Bringing them around. Chantel Paulo now out there to that lead out front as they head on down here past the flag man. As Barney's still watching the race up there in that flag booth. As we saw at the beginning of the race, and too bad we couldn't get more shots of him as Fred in that pace car. We saw him there sitting on pit road where we were so gracious enough to be granted a look inside the iRacing pace car. We're on board with Chantel Paul down here in the corner number 3 they go. Jason Henry there second now. Sean Burke here in third. Jeff Oakes falling back a couple positions now as he's falling back to 6th. Almost going to fall back to 7th. And here comes Jeffrey Ledford to his outside. Robert Kahn, who started on pole, is back here in 8th right now. Down 7 positions from where he started. Biggest mover right now is going to be Jeff Oakes still, as he's sitting there in 7th. And he's up 7 spots from where he started, so that means he would have started in 14th. Pretty sure he started 14th, if I'm thinking correctly. Let roll way back here, off the pace a little bit, back here in 15th. Down through 3 and 4, back around onto that front stretch comes Lit Roll. Everybody else is working down there through 1 and 2, heading towards the back stretch. Paudle out front. Everybody else behind her. 2 to 3 lanes. Everybody's trying to figure out which lane they want. Like I said, still racing down here down the backstretch. Now we come through 3 and 4 here on lap number 17. 16 laps in the books of the 80 scheduled for this evening. Now you got Thomas Ridgway down there on the bottom side in that poor machine, trying to get up there and battle back to where he started the race up there in 2nd. Jason Henry there in 2nd. Up 6 positions. Chantel Paulo is up 5. Oh no, and the 61 goes around. And is up there against that outside lane. He's going to do what he can to keep it up there. As Chris Schosler ends up coming across the nose of somebody and it ends up facing the wrong direction, crashed up there against the outside lane. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this here with the on the pole instant replay. So it looks like Ledford gets loose, and it's just that both the two of them just wanted the same spot. We're going to take another look at it here from a different angle. I think Schosler was battling Ledford there for that spot, just did not quite have him cleared. As you'll see, he comes up off, and the two just meet coming off the corner. And just like that, the 61 real quickly meets that outside wall. Schosler's going to make it up and put it against the outside wall and hold it there. Allowing other drivers to make their way to get underneath them and get back. Caught up to the pack. Tough break there for Schosler. Here at lap number 19. Who is coming in? Look like Paulo is going to bring the whole field in with her. And we're under caution once again. As we're on lap number 19. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back here after the pit stops.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
When you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
All right, we're back here at the racetrack. Caution flag here. Lap number 20. So as they cross the line this time, they're going to be a quarter of the way through. And tough break there for Schuster as he had a great run going. Now he's back here to 13th. Got Jeffrey Ledford coming out of the pits. Corey Reed coming out of the pits. Back here in 14th and 15th. Sean Burke went ahead and made his first pit stop underneath this caution. We got a few more coming in. Looks like Ridgway, Warnez, Burke, Schuster, they're all coming in. Going to top off on fuel. They're going to try to keep as much fuel in these trucks as possible. Run that fuel strategy game out. Now, I think that might be one of the reasons why William Ridgway is up there toward the top of your leaderboard here in points, as he's leading the points coming into the race here tonight. The only Ford in the field that I've seen all season long. Got 4 Toyotas tonight. The rest of them were Chevrolets in this 15-car field. Or 15-truck field, I should say, as we're under our second caution. Off at corner number 2, we're going to go ahead and keep back trackside as the lights are out on the pace machine. Going to be going green flag racing this time by Chantel Paul as our control car, as our lead lap truck out there on that front row inside as the pole position right now. She didn't start on pole, but she's looking really good up there on the pole spot. Now we get ready for the restart. Outside lane, rearing up to go. That's Robert Kahn. He's the one that started pole, so he's going to really try to... Oh, and he pushes that 10 up out of the way and really had to lay off there as the 10 did not get the restart that he needed. Being pushed along by Robert Kahn. Robert Kahn also messed up that where he ends up falling backwards, but everybody stays green here as we work down here into corner number 1 and 2. There you see Sean Burke there in that 93, getting underneath the 76 Tonka machine of Mike Rideout. Coming up on that 90 of Dennis Warnez. 3 wide back here. Chantel Paulo now has fallen back a little bit. She's sitting there in about 3rd, maybe 4th position. Got a little bit of weave bobble going on coming there through the triangle. Don't want to get weaving and bobbling too much as they're 4 wide behind her. As the truck on the bottom side, I think that's the 95 of Robert Warnez. 5 getting loose, coming off of 2. Still having to hold on to it. And there comes Thomas Ridgway out front now. William Ridgway working his way there now. And he's always one that you got to really keep an eye on. He may start in the back, but he will find his way to the front sooner or later throughout the race. Now they head on down here across the stripe to end down here to corner number 1. On lap number 24, 23 laps in the books. Three wide there for second place. Paulo out on the outside. William Ridgway down there on the inside. And oh no, Paulo gets loose. 21 of Robert Kahn up into the outside wall. Everybody scatters. And they are going to stay green here. What a move there. What a heads-up play there by everybody as Robert Kahn ends up into that outside wall. Not quite what he wanted to see happen. And I'm unsure exactly what happened. And I'm able to go back to it. There was no incident point thrown up for that. Now we work here off of corner number 2, working their way around. William Ridgway sitting in 3rd right now, and he's the guy to beat. He's the one at the top of the leaderboard in the points. Sean Burke, there's 2nd. Thomas Ridgway there in front. Chantel Paulo, Airport with Jeff Oakes there in 5th. Sean Burke making a way down there on the low side. Going to see if he can come around, and he does get that. He does get credit for leading that lap as they head down here into quarter number 1. Sean Burke on that inside lane. Going to try to work his way down there and get around the 4 of Thomas Ridgway. They work here off of 2 out onto that backstretch working in, and he does. So Sean Burke now to the lead. Down that backstretch. Sean Burke. Your leader here at lap number 26. Got Thomas Ridgway there in second. William Ridgway up 9 positions from where he started. He's sitting here in third. And also one of our biggest movers, the other one is this man back here, and at number 30, Jeff Oakes. He is up 9 positions as well from where he started. So which one of these 2 drivers are going to be able to gain that spot as they work here off of 4, back around onto that front straightaway, or I'm sorry, work around 1 and 2, back out onto that back straightaway. Robert Mornez down there looking to the inside of Jeff Oakes, see if he can pull that off. Now they work down here off of 3 and into 4. Everybody doing a great job so far here tonight. And they're putting on a show here for us at Michigan for the Buttkicker 80. Maybe we should go ahead and heat it up some. On board with Justin Reynolds coming out of the corner. Down there in the corner number 3 they go. Justin Reynolds sitting there in 5th position. Jeffrey Ledford a lap down. Robert Cohen possibly going to go a lap down here as he is in the pits. Trying to get some things worked on, and seems to be a little bit weird in that pit box, but looks like he's okay. Oh, no, sorry. He was stopped in somebody else's pit box. Now he's pulled into his own. As you see the 93 of Sean Burke out there in front. Here comes William Ridgway, though. He's sitting there second, up 10 positions where he started. Thomas Ridgway there third. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in here and watching on the pole here tonight with the Fleeger Farm TV. Chantel Paulo back here in fourth. Justin Reynolds there fifth. Robert Warnez back here in sixth. Dennis Warnez seventh. Mike Wright out there in eighth. Chris Schosler there in 9th. Jason Henry back here in 10th. As they roll down here off up the corner. 3 wide. You got Henry down there on the bottom side. Trying to see who that is in the middle. I think that's the 30 of Jeff Oakes in the middle lane. And up around the high side, you had Chris Schosler. Chris Schosler trying to gain his way back here towards the front. He's going to look down there to the underside of Mike Rideout, possibly, to come off of 3 and 4. And a 90. Got to be careful. Got a lot of moving parts there behind him. Dennis Warnez got to hold it there. And oh no, the 95, unsure what happened there. All of a sudden, he got a big wiggle coming there through the triangle. I'm sure exactly what upset that machine. As he ended up falling back there, and he's getting really loose right now. Unsure exactly what's going on with that 95, as he's getting all kind of loose coming off the corner there. Held it okay coming off a 2. It's going to look like coming there off a 4. Now they head down here in the corner number 3, 3 wide there behind him. Robert Warnes hanging on to what he can there, it seems like. That truck seems to be getting loose on him, and sliding up there out of turn 4. It looked better that time coming off of turn 4 than what he did the last time by. As Sean Burke still up front, William Ridgway there in 2nd. Got Thomas Ridgway here in 3rd, Justin Reynolds 4th, Chantel Paudle here 5th with Robert Warnes 6th, Dennis Warnes in 7th, but everybody's fighting for a position back here in the second half of the pack. And oh no, the 76 gets loose, ends up taking out 1, 2, possibly 3 trucks. We'll go back and we'll go with Chris Schosler once again getting caught up into something that isn't necessarily his own doing. All right, you see 76 getting loose. Comes down and he's going to collect the 61. Picks that 61 up by on that passenger side, spins him around, but I think we're missing something here. We're missing where the 30 gets hit. So coming off the corner, you'll see that 76 and a 30 come together. So as they come off, look at the 76 getting loose. You can see it kind of fishtail. He's going to try to collect it. The 30 coming up, so he's going to try to come up. Ends up getting himself loose as he comes up. Now he got into the gas possibly just a little too quick. Collects the 30. He ends up in that outside wall. Going to bounce off of it. Going to bring it back down off the wall. Gets loose and collects the 61. Picking the 61 up there on the 2 wheels. As Chris Littrell, I believe, and that 00 watches all this happen. So here we are, we're on board with Chris Littrell coming out of the corner. They'll see that one dodge, and he had to duck because of the check up there by the 10 of Jason Henry, who ended up getting collected into this as well. As he'll watch this come off the corner, he's going to have to check up because of Schosler. 76, then he's going to try to sneak on by and cannot quite do it. He just had nowhere to go to get between 27 of Reed, or I'm sorry, 76 of Rideout in himself. And I think the steering on that machine is broke. He ends up back against that outside wall. I do not know if he may have had to have towed it back to pit road. We'll have to wait and see. Caution number 3. In the air. Here at lap number 37 now. Take a quick commercial break and we'll be back here racing in just a moment.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.
Alrighty, so hopefully everybody's enjoying the Buttkicker 80 as it's happening right now. As we're working our way towards halfway. You got the 39 there, William Ridgway working his way off of pit road. Got Sean Burke out front leading it right now. With Thomas Ridgway, there's second. Go ahead, since we're under caution, we'll go ahead kind of go through the field here. So out front, there's Sean Burke, the 93, out of Castle Rock, Colorado. Thomas Ridgway back here in second. We'll go ahead and track that so you guys can read this. Justin Reynolds out of Florida. Chantel Pottle, Newfoundland. Chris Schosler out of Riverside. William Ridgway back here in sixth position. Your points leader, and they're going to come back down, top off on fuel. Robert Warnes sitting back here in seventh. Corey Reed up here on track. You got Mike right out here on track out of Conception Bay. Robert Warnes down here on pit road. And that is Warnes there in the 90. Chris Litroll. Justin Reynolds. Jeff Oakes out of Jackson Center, PA. Robert Kahn out of Lancaster, PA. Jason Henry back here in 14, and Jeffrey Ledford lap down out of North Wilkesboro. again. Down here in the corner number 1. Sorry about that. My mic somehow ended up muted again. But we are back down here through corners 1 and 2. Heading down the backstretch. Under green flag conditions. William Ridgway, your points leader, sitting 3rd. Corey Reed, your top mover right now, sitting in 5th. You see Robert Kahn there in the 21 down there on the inside of the racetrack, your pole sitter for tonight's race. Now we're over halfway now. Lap 44 on the board. Now we head there off of 2. Down the backstretch. There you see Robert Kahn trying to get some help there, and he does, to get around the 39 of William Ridgway. That's going to open the door up there for the 27 of Corey Reed, and maybe for Thomas Ridgway as well, down there on the bottom side. As Thomas Ridgway is racing beside William Ridgway down there in the corner number 1 they go. 44 laps in the books now here on lap number 45. Robert Warnez looking down there to the bottom side of the racetrack. Chantel Paulo going to work here off of corner number 2. Down that backstretch. Got to try to keep everything single file here as they do. Rolling off of 2. And that down here in the corner number 3. There you see Litroll going to go around the bottom side of William Ridgway. Justin Reynolds there as well. Here comes Henry. And oh no, the 39 gets loose. He's going to try to chase it up the racetrack. Puts it into the outside wall. Great job for not collecting anybody else, but definitely took a hard lick to that outside wall. As now, I don't know if he's broke or not, as he's got to try to work that truck around the racetrack. That was a pretty steep hit there for that number 39, and he works there off of corner number 2, back around there onto the backstretch. Falling back now into the grasp of Mike Rideout there, back there at 14th. As he falls back there in the 14th. Now Jeffrey Ledford, a lap down, up. He's sitting up here in traffic as he is a lap down, 7 laps down that is. As they work there off the front stretch, coming across the stripe. Chantel Paulo up there in 1st. We've got Robert Warnez there in 2nd. Robert Kahn 3rd. Thomas Ridgway there in 4th. Corey Reed 5th. That is your top 5. And rounding out your top 10 is going to be Chris Litroll, Justin Reynolds, Jason Henry, Dennis Warnez, and Jeff Oakes. Now, it's been a pretty close race here up here in front. We've had a few different lead changes. As we head on back down here through off of 4. Chantel Paulo back out front. She led earlier in the race. We put 47 in the books. Down here in the quarter number 1. Everybody single file for the most part, trying to see if I can find any battles, and currently I'm not finding any. As Ridgway's going to stay out on track, but I think his chances of winning today are about done. Hopefully he can keep enough of the points going in his direction to try to keep a hold of that points lead. The second one there in points tonight as Robert Warnez, and he's currently sitting there in 2nd. Now, I doubt there's enough chance of him pulling up there. That's going to be close. Everybody work here off of 2. Trucks are starting to get up there and getting a run. As you see that Freightliner machine, there Robert Kahn working down the backstretch right there on the tailgate of the 4 of Thomas Ridgway. Down here in the quarter number 3 they go. Kahn down there to the inside. Ridgway going to take a little bit lane up. As Thomas now comes down there through the front stretch. Robert Kahn there behind him. And then in that 27 right behind him is Corey Reed. As Corey Reed is up 10 positions, our biggest mover of the race so far. He tries to see if he can gain a few more spots. Coming down there off of turn number 3, up there turn off of turn number 2, down the backstretch. Everything looking great. Robert Kahn trying to hold on to that fourth position, possibly try to get back up there to lead this race. But he's definitely got company there from Corey Reed, as Reed is all over the tailgate of Kahn. Down there to the inside, he's looking. Got that nose dipped down there. And as Robert Kahn tries to come back here, fights back along. He's going to try to stay in front of Corey Reed as much as he can, as Corey Reed now takes a higher line through 1 and 2 to see if he can gain some of that position or some of that momentum, and it looks like he may have as they work there off of 2, and he does get to the upper side, but Robert Kahn's going to shut the door on him coming down that backstretch into corner number 3. Chantel Paul up there in first, Robert Warnez there second, as Ridgeway is still running there at third, as Robert Warnez looking to the outside of Paul. Paul is trying to work the whole entire track, keep every momentum she can, and keep the other trucks behind her as they work down here into corner number 1. Once again, lap number 52 is what we're working on. 51 in the books, so we are under 30 to go here. Now we head down the backstretch. Chantel Paul up there in first. Robert Warnez there second. Thomas Bridgeway there third. Chris Littrow there fourth. Corey Reed fifth, with Robert Kahn now up there in fifth, as we have the battle going on between those two. As Henry going to help Kahn down there on the bottom side get around the 27 of Corey Reed. So now he puts himself between Corey Reed and Kahn. So that battle helping out Henry. Now as Henry gets up there, and he's going to try to squeeze to the outside of Robert Kahn. Cannot quite get there. It looked like Reed ended up into the outside fence there, allowing the 94 of Justin Reynolds to come around. Here comes Robert Warnez, working there off of corner number 4, coming back around to the front stretch. They're working on through here. At 95, looking really strong. Sitting there in second. Going to try to battle Paul there for the lead. Robert Warnez is all over the tailgate of Paul down here in the corner number 3. Backing off just a little bit. See if he can gain that run coming off. As that gap closes. Coming off. Gets right back up there to the tailgate. Kind of almost intimidating Paulo a little bit. I'm not sure if it's working or not. As we're now down to 26 laps to go. Who's got the fuel to make the distance? We got another battle heating up back here. That is going to be Justin Reynolds in that 94. All over the tailgate of Robert Kahn. As Robert Kahn now goes up the racetrack. Here comes the 94. Looking underneath. He's got around Henry. Now he's looking there to the underneath the 21. You can see the 21 there to the top side of your screen. Working down here into corner number 3 as we're on board. Well, we were on board with Justin Reynolds. Down there into corner number 3 and 4 they go. Robert Warnez now looking to the inside there of Chantel Paul. Paul dropping back now to second as they come across the stripe. Robert Warnez now your leader for that lap. But Paul not giving up there on the outside lane. As she's going to try to gain some of that back down there. Coming through 1 and 2. Going to try to pull the crossover down there as she now goes below the 95 of Robert Warnez down here, down the backstretch, heading into corner number 3. Great battle for the front spot here with 25 laps to go at Michigan for the Buttkicker 80 here this evening. And Chantel Paulo back out front as she got around Robert Warnez. Now Robert Warnez is going to try to get back up there to the tailgate of Paulo. 24 laps now remaining. Ridgeway back here in third. Littrow back here fourth. Robert Kahn, our pole sitter, back in sixth. You got the 27 of Corey Reed, lap down there on the inside. Sean Burke back here a lap down. And the 93. You got Jeffrey Ledford 7 laps down. And that 01. Hopefully I'm right in saying all that. As Robert Warnez back out there to the lead. But here comes Chantel Paula working that inside lane. They come down on the pit road. Whoa. Boy, what a race coming on the pit road as the 95 Warrenez, Chantel Paula. Thomas Ridgway's down there. Justin Reynolds, Chris Littrell, Robert Kahn, Dennis Warrenez, all coming to pit road. Jeff Oakes out there on the top of the racetrack. Mike Rideout back here in second. William Ridgway here in 10th. He's going to be staying out. And that time he was in was lap 38 for William Ridgway. Lap 37 for Mike Rideout. Jeff Oakes also was in at lap 38. Jason Henry in at lap 56. Corey Reed in at lap 55. Sean Burke at lap 51. And Chris Schulzler at lap 56. Jeffrey Ledford coming back in. And he's heading back out. So with me unsure of what the fuel distance is, coming here to 22 to go. Jeff Oakes out front. William Ridgway back here in second. Mike Rideout coming to pit road now. So that's going to leave just Jeff Oakes and William Ridgway out there, which is making me wonder, what is the fuel strategy? Jeff Oakes comes down there on the bottom side. Down there, and it looks like he's going to come this time. William Ridgway back here in second as it stands right now. He looks like he's going to hug that bottom, and he's going to come this time. So now everybody has pitted. Robert Warrenez is going to assume the lead. We should tell Paulo in second. Everybody back around on the lead lap after pit stops have cycled through, except for Jeffrey Ledford, who is still 7 laps down. Jeff Oakes on his way out. William Ridgway still sitting in the pit, taking tires, it looks like. And now he's on his way out. Robert Warrenez coming off of corner number 4, back out onto the front stretch. 20 laps to go as he crosses the stripe. Chantel Paul back here second. Robert Kahn there third. Thomas Ridgway fourth. Justin Reynolds fifth. Chris Littrell back here in sixth. Jason Henry in seventh. Corey Reed here eighth with Sean Burke in ninth. And Dennis Warrenez rounding out your top 10 here this evening. Now William Ridgway back here in 13th. How's this going to affect the points? Coming into the night, William Ridgway at 315. Robert Warrenez had 292. So those are the two drivers I'm trying to watch for. With me not knowing exactly how the points table is, I don't know if I can get into that or not. So 30 points for first place. And Ridgway is in 13th right now. So he'd get 21. So I think he's got enough to still hang on to it. Even with everything going on. So Robert Warrenez out front, got to get 30 points on top of his 292. William Ridgway back here in 13th, so not quite the separation that Robert Warrenez needs in order for him to take the lead for the points. So it is going to be William Ridgway taking home the victory for the point stage. Unless there's bonuses that I am unaware of. Robert Warnez leads another lap here tonight. Out there in front, Robert Kahn there in second. Thomas Bridgeway there third. Justin Reynolds fourth. Del Paulo riding there in fifth. Chris Lippert sixth. Dennis Warnez back here in seventh. And Jason Henry back here in eighth. Sean Burke ninth. With Jeff Oakes rounding out the top 10 with 17 to go here from Michigan. And you got Kahn looking underneath of Warnez. Kahn now back to the front here late in this one. Retaking that lead from Robert Warnez as they work down here into corner number 1. 16 laps to go. Robert Warnez not to be outdone. He's going to try to take a long sweep down here into corner number 1. Does not quite get it, but here comes Thomas Ridgway. He's going to get around Warnez as well. He's going to try to get up there and battle Robert Kahn. So now our field is starting to stack out the way it came in. With now Robert Warnez back here in third, but he's in trouble as he's got the 94 of Justin Reynolds coming there around him on the outside. Jason Henry back down here into the pits along with Robert Warnez in the 95 with 15 laps to go. Chantel Paul coming in. So unsure exactly what is going on here with some of these calls here. Robert Kahn out front. Thomas Ridgway there second. Justin Reynolds there third. Quite interesting to see these drivers taking the pit road once again as Corey Reed is coming out of pit road in that number 27. They only ran about 10 laps, so I'm curious to see how all this is going to affect the calling here. We roll down here off of 2. Robert Kahn out front. Thomas Ridgway there in second. Justin Reynolds there in third. Chris Littrell fourth with Dennis Warnez in fifth. Working down that backstretch. Robert Warnez, Chantel Paul, Mike Rideout, Jason Henry, and Corey Reed all 1 lap down. Ledford 7 laps down. Robert Kahn coming in this time, along with Thomas Ridgway. Justin Reynolds stays out. We got 13 laps to go. That's going to let William Ridgway come up through the field a little bit. Does he have what it takes to get through the pack here, as Justin Reynolds now is our leader with Chris Littrell there in second? As they work here off of corner number 2. We're on board there with Chris Littrell. Down here in the corner number 3 they go. Dennis Warnez comes back around here off of corner number 3 and 4. He's currently sitting there third. Got Sean Burke back there fourth. Jeff Oakes here fifth. So we do have some drivers still laps down as Sean Burke now brings it down on pit road. William Ridgway, missed what happened to him as he's back here in 9th. Got Thomas Ridgway up there in front of him, along with some others. Here comes Justin Reynolds coming to pit road. Chris Littrell now is going to assume the lead, coming off of corner number 4. Dennis Warnez coming to pit lane. Jeff Oakes down the backstretch into corner number 3. Chantel Paul making a pass out here on the racetrack. Yeah, she passes, of course, that 10th spot coming around Sean Burke as Sean Burke still works his way out of the pits. Justin Reynolds in with Justin Reynolds on his way out as Dennis Warnez is in. William Ridgway still out on track. So I wonder if he's trying to take it easy, see how far he can go. I wonder if he's going to come in this time, though. We'll see if they come down here in the corner number 3 and 4. As Chris Littrell up there in front. Jeff Oakes there second. Chris Schosler there in third. Robert Kahn in fourth. So Robert Warnez behind William Ridgway. That's definitely going to seal it for Ridgway, taking home the victory of the points. Now we head on here in the quarter number 1 and 2. Side by side. There goes Robert Warnez going underneath. I think Ridgway's just trying to save as much as he can. I don't know exactly what the fuel strategy is there, or pit strategy is out of the 39. It's almost like he's trying to see if he can run it on fumes here to the finish. Has 9 laps to go. Chris Rittrell out there in front. Chris Schosler there in second, with Jeff Oakes there third. Jeff Oakes, our biggest mover, up 11 spots from where he started. Chris Schosler up 8 after his battle tonight. He's been in a few incidents here tonight. We saw him up on 2 wheels a couple different times in that number 61 machine. And I was back up here in second with Jeff Oakes looking under him here through turn 3 and 4. As Chris Littrell now comes to pit lane. Chris Schosler now there in second. And Jeff Oakes makes the pass down there on the inside, coming through 1 and 2. 8 laps to go here from Michigan. We head on down through turn 3 and 4. Back out on that front stretch. Jeff Oakes out there as your leader. Chris Schosler here in second. Robert Kahn third. Thomas Ridgway fourth, with Justin Reynolds there fifth. Chris Schosler out on pit road. He had to make his pit stop. As looks like he's possibly going with fuel only, as I do not see any work being done on that truck. So fuel only for Chris Schosler. Possibly, unless there's a penalty there for the 61. 7 laps to go. Jeff Oakes out front. Robert Kahn in second. Battling really close there with the 4 of Thomas Ridgway. There goes the 4, looking to the inside. And now, looking to see if he can get around Robert Kahn. So Thomas Ridgway trying to get up there and battle that spot out. Jeff Oakes up 13 spots from where he started the race. Currently got the lap down machine of Corey Reed up there to the outside of him. I do not know how much Jeff Oakes really wants to race Corey Reed, so he might just let him go and just hang on to that spot with 5 laps to go. William Ridgway still running out there, trying to see if he's just going to try to push that fuel all the way he can. He's pretty much locked up the championship for wherever he finishes. And Jeff Oakes comes down the back straightaway. There in that 30 machine, looking to the inside of Corey Reed in that 27. Here we go, down here off of corner number 1 and 2, back here onto the back stretch. Jeff Oakes out front, just kind of riding along behind the 27 of Corey Reed. Here comes the rest of the top 5. Thomas Ridgway, who's currently sitting out there in front of this pack. They got Robert Warnez down there on the inside, Robert Kahn up there on the outside. And you got the 94 of Justin Reynolds back here in 5th as they battle it out down here in the corner number 3. at 95. Robert Warnez now looking to the outside of Thomas Ridgway as they work here off of 4. Heading back around to the front straightaway. 3 laps to go as Jeff Oakes brings it across the stripe. Everybody else running single file here in the middle of the pack. Going to check out back here. Chantel Paulo running 6th. Dennis Warnez in 7th. Chris Littrow back here at 8th. William Ridgway in 9th. I'm surprised he making his fuel last that long. But then again, Mike Rideout doing the same in that 76. Who last pitted at lap number 58. Jeff Oakes also last pitted at lap number 59. So I guess that pitting there around 58, 59 was about the key to try to hold on to the lead here. As Jeff Oakes is doing a pretty decent job here with 2 laps to go. Distance back there to Robert Warnez is about a second, but it is dropping as they work their off of corner number 2. So now Jeff Oakes really got to pay attention this last lap as Robert Warnez is coming in and in a hurry as he's down to under a second gap. He's under 3/4. Now he's getting to about a half a second, and he's coming in a hurry off of the high side. And it looks like he's going to get held up there by a little bit by the lap truck of the 27 of Corey Reed. As now he's sucked up there. Now he's going to the outside, and it's going to be Robert Warnez to the front, to the lead, with Jeff Oakes falling back there, just trying to make it around this final time. So Robert Warnez, pitting at lap 65, is going to come out to try to win this race. He works down the backstretch. Thomas Ridgway back here in 4th, and here comes more of them. And it definitely looks like pitting later did help a little bit for the tire wear in some of these instances. As Thomas Ridgway up here to 2nd, Justin Reynolds 3rd, Robert Kahn in the 4th. Jeff Oakes is falling back here. And it looks like Jeff Oakes is out of fuel coming off of turn number 4 and going to try to coast it down. Robert Warnez is your winner out front. Here for the Buttkicker 80. Go ahead and look at your final results. Wrong thing. I'm just waiting for him to come up here. I don't know if I'm going to pull that up or not. We'll see. All right, there we go. Robert Warnez is your race winner. Thomas Ridgway there in 2nd. Justin Reynolds there 3rd. Robert Kahn 4th. Chantel Paul there 5th with Jeff Oakes 6th. Dennis Warnez there in 7th. Chris Littrow there in 8th. Sean Burke in 9th. William Ridgway there 10th with Jason Henry finishing 11th. Corey Reed in 12th. Mike Rideout there 13th. Chris Schosler there in 14th. And Jeffrey Ledford finishing tonight in 15th. I don't know if this is going to show anything or not. We'll see. Does not look like it's going to. So Robert Warnez comes out with the win here tonight, and William Ridgway is going to take the championship, if I'm calculating everything right. So congrats to everybody here tonight. Want to thank everybody for coming out and watching this season of Lightning Esports Truck Series, and be sure to keep in contact here with us as we see what next season will bring here from Lightning Esports. I think there's talks about possibly going to Xfinity cars, but we will have to wait and see as that season gets underway. And keep an eye out as there are a couple other leagues that we might be getting interested in. So be sure just to subscribe and like here at Flieger Farm TV so you can see more racing action in the future. Thank you all, and everybody have a great night. And be sure to come back and check us out later tonight as we'll be live once again at around 9:45 for the money race tonight from Roughneck. Roughneck Racing Money Series here tonight.
you need the best designs in your fleet of vehicles, there's only one brand name that many trust in. One that makes every car pop out from the rest of the field, and that is Lightning Wraps. Be sure to check us out on Facebook at Lightning Wraps to get yourself a vehicle unlike the rest. Lightning Wraps, the most affordable designs made at your leisure.
Mission 22 is dedicated to unite the country in the war against veteran suicide. Bringing our veterans home is every American's job. Ambassadors are creating impact in their community across the country. Mission 22 has comprehensive treatment programs for post-traumatic stress and traumatic brain injury at no cost to veterans. This is an American issue. No matter where you stand, there's a place for your support. Visit mission22.com to learn more.